Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a look at a piece of tech that claims to finally take the mystery out of car trouble. It's called the THINKCAR SCANMATE, and it says it can put the power of a professional mechanic right in your pocket. So let's see if it lives up to the hype. You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're just driving, minding your own business, and then, bam, that little orange engine icon pops up on your dashboard, and your heart kind of sinks. Is this a $5 fix, or is my bank account about to take a serious hit? It's that feeling of complete uncertainty that we're tackling today. So that brings us right to our first section, what I'm calling the dashboard light dilemma. Look, for most of us, modern cars are basically a black box on wheels. When a light comes on, our only move is to drive to the garage, hand over our keys, and then pay a hefty fee just for them to plug in a computer and tell us what's wrong. You're literally paying for information your own car already has. But what if you could get that information yourself? Well, that's where this thing comes in. Let's move on to section 2, a pro tool in your pocket. So what exactly is this gadget? The SCANMATE is what's known as an OBD2 scanner. That's just the fancy name for the standard plug that's in pretty much every car made since the mid-90s. You plug this little guy in, and it uses Bluetooth to chat directly with an app on your smartphone. And yeah, it works with both Android and iPhones. And here's the real sales pitch. It's built to give you the kind of deep diagnostic info that, until now, you could only get from those super expensive tools the pros use at the workshop. It's all about getting that pro-level power without the pro-level price tag. Oh, and this is huge. A key feature here is that it comes with unlimited updates for life. Think about that. Cars are always changing, but this tool won't become a paperweight in a couple of years. It's designed to keep up. All right, so it sounds powerful, but is it a hassle to set up? Let's find out in section 3, from box to Bluetooth. When you crack open the box, it's super simple. You've got the scanner itself, a little manual, and this important card that has your unique serial number and activation code. You're gonna need those 2 codes, so don't lose them. Getting it going is actually just a 4-step dance. First, you download the free app. It's called ThinkDiag Plus. Then, you just make a quick account. Step 3, you link the scanner to your account using that serial number. And last, you punch in the activation code to unlock everything. That's it. You're ready to go. Okay, now that we're all connected, we can get to the good stuff. Section 4, your digital mechanic. What can this thing actually do for you? Well, first things first, you plug it in, hit scan, and it goes to work, talking to all the different computers in your car. The engine, the transmission, the brakes, the whole shebang. It finds the exact trouble code that made that warning light turn on in the first place. But here's the game changer. It doesn't just spit out a cryptic code like P0420 and leave you scratching your head. No, the app actually translates it for you. It tells you in plain English what that code means, so you know exactly what's going on under the hood. And it goes way beyond just reading codes. It also lets you do 5 of the most common maintenance jobs yourself. You can reset your oil light, recalibrate your throttle, service your electronic brakes, and even work on your tire pressure and steering sensors. These are all things you'd normally have to pay a garage to do. And for those of you who really like to geek out, you can tap into live data streams. This lets you watch things like your engine speed, coolant temperature, all that stuff in real time. It's exactly what a mechanic does to track down those really tricky intermittent problems. So how does it compare to some of those other cheap scanners you see online, like the ELM 327 types? Well, the sources point out 3 big differences. The SCANMATE's app is way faster and more responsive. The Bluetooth connection is rock solid, not flaky, and most importantly, it just works with a much wider range of modern cars. Which, of course, brings us to the final big question. Is the SCANMATE actually for you? Let's break down who this tool is really made for. Well, it's definitely for the car enthusiast who just wants to know what's going on with their ride. It's pretty much a must-have for any DIY mechanic with a home garage. It's also a fantastic starting point for anyone who wants to learn how to diagnose cars without spending a fortune. But honestly, it's for anyone who's just tired of paying $100 every time a little light comes on. So the bottom line here seems pretty clear. This SCANMATE is seen as a simple, reliable scanner that really delivers on its promises. When you add up the deep diagnostics, the service functions, and those lifetime updates, it seems to more than justify its price tag. At the end of the day, it's about empowerment. It turns that moment of panic when a light comes on into a moment of information and control. So I guess the only question left to ask is, are you ready to become your own mechanic?